It is Tuesday, September 19th, 2023. Three best bets are headed your way today. Let's get after it. What's up, guys? It's your boy Noble Living back with another DYF Bets video where I'm breaking down my favorite picks and plays of the day as we just try to get some money together and get to the bag. Yesterday, we had a really rough Monday night football slate. Oh my goodness, you hate to see it. We lost on Miles Sanders' rush attempts. He got hooked. He only had 14. We need him to get 15. You hate to see it. Najee Harris rush yards. He barely played that much in the first half and then got it going late, but still not enough to get us over there, so we hate to see that. We did cash in on our parlay with Olave getting 5 receptions and Pickens getting 3 receptions, so we were able to finish off the night okay and salvage out a win. 1-2 on the day, so we did lose some juice on the day. Hate to see that. You can see our year-to-date record right here. We're still killing it. Only at 500 right now in the month of September, so we need to get back hot again. We need to start heating up, and hopefully we can keep that momentum going that we've been carrying over from college football. Tough NFL slate this weekend for us, but we're going to bounce back today as always because we got baseball, which has been good to us this year. So let's see if we can dive into these baseball picks and get that momentum going. And as always, if you can drop a big like on this video, I greatly appreciate it. So let's dive into our first best bet. For my first best bet of the day, I'm headed down to the state of Texas, and I'm looking at this Orioles and Astros matchup. Now, we've got Kyle Gibson on the mound for the Orioles. We've got Hunter Brown on the mound for the Astros. Two pitchers that really have benefited from the fact that they play for stronger offenses because they haven't really been in the best of form this year. Hunter Brown has a 4.61 ERA on the year, and despite his last start being a 5-inning shutout against the A's, it's been a kind of a rough month for Hunter Brown. He has an ERA over 6 so far in the month of September. He also faced the Yankees and the Padres this month. He gave up 5 runs to the Yankees, and he gave up 6 runs to the Padres, so you hate to see that, but he also gave up a home run in both of those matchups as well, and that's one thing that I really hate to see. You know, when you're struggling with giving up contact and when you're giving up a lot of home runs as well, that's a big fade sign for me. He's also faced the Orioles recently. He faced them last month, and he got tagged up in that matchup. He gave up 8 hits, 5 earned runs, and 2 home runs over 6, which will end up becoming a 5-9 loss for the Astros in that matchup. So because of that, I think there's going to be a lot of runs scored in this game, so I'm going to go with the Orioles and Astros over 9 runs in this matchup. Hunter Brown, like I mentioned, he's been giving up a ton of runs. He's also struggled at Minute Maid Park as well this year with a 5.6 ERA at home in comparison to 3.84 on the road. And when you look at Kyle Gibson on the other side for that Orioles, he's had his fair share of struggles this year as well. He's rocking a 4.98 ERA, which is pretty high for a starting pitcher. And then the biggest point of concern for him is the home run ball as well. He's given up at least 1 home run in 4 straight games and 6 home runs in his last 7 games. So I hate to see that. Both of these offenses, like I said, have been on fire of lately, ranked number 1 and 2 in runs per game and batting average over the last 30 days. Astros are 42, 33, and 1 to the over in home games this year, while the Orioles are 43, 26, and 6 to the over in away games this year. So all the lines and all the numbers are telling me to go with the over in this one. I would lay the juice to get it at 8.5, so this way we don't push the way things have been going for us lately. When you're not in a rhythm or when you're not consistently winning every single bet, then you want to kind of find different angles so this way you can guarantee yourself a winner. Like I said, last time these teams faced off, the final score was 5-4, so that would have pushed on this total of 9. So I'd lay the little extra juice for 8.5. I'll see how the line moves across the day, but over 9 runs at plus 100 value is not too bad as our first best bet of the day. Now for my second best bet of the day, I'm going to take a look at a late night West Coast matchup. And when you really think about the NL Cy Young race, right, you've got really 2 to 3 guys that come to your mind. You've got Justin Steele for the Cubs, you've got Zach Gallen for the D-backs, and then you've got Blake Snell for the Padres. Those are like really the only 3 guys who really win the NL Cy Young at this point. And really when you take a look at it, Blake Snell has been looking absolutely fabulous to end off this year, and he really has a strong chance of capturing that crown. He's put together a great campaign for the Padres this year. They really haven't been taking advantage of the stellar performances that he's been putting out for them, but Blake Snell has been showing up, and I love to see that. He's currently leading the league in ERA at about a 2.4 ERA, and we've seen some absolutely masterclass performances from him of late. He's held one of the toughest lineups to the Dodgers to 1 hit in over 6 innings in his last start, and then in his start before that, he faced an Astros team, and he went 6 innings, only give up 2 runs to them. You just heard me say they're one of the hottest teams in baseball over the past month, absolutely peeling the skin off the baseball. And so for him to go in these matchups and to hold these teams to barely any runs, to barely any hits, that speaks to the type of form that he's been in. And the fact the Padres have covered the run run line in each of his last 4 starts. So because of that, I'm rolling with them to cover the run line in this matchup today against the Rockies. Minus 115 odds on your standard sportsbook, which I love to see. And I think because of the form that Snell has been in, they should be able to cover this run line today. But when you also look at the fact who the Rockies are sending to the mound, they're sending Ryan Feltner, and this is his first start dating back to May 13th. In that game, he actually got hit in the head with a line drive, which actually took him out for about 60 days or so for the last 2-3 months. I hope that he is okay, but we don't know what the long-term effects or just what the effects of that injury has on Feltner. And to be honest, when he left the game and headed into that injury, he wasn't really in the best of form. He had gone back-to-back starts where he gave up 4 runs in each of those starts, and he didn't even go 4 innings in either of those games. So because of that, I just don't really know what type of form we're going to get out of Feltner right now. He hasn't pitched in over 2 months. Like I said, May 13th was the last start, and you have to now face Blake Snell, a guy who has been shutting down some of the top lineups in baseball over the past 2, 3, 4 starts. Now you got to now face them on the road. That is a tough task for anybody, let alone a guy coming off an injury and a Rockies offense that is not really good and doesn't score a ton of runs. And when you also look at this is almost a must-win game for the Padres. Mathematically, they're still in the wild card hunt. They're about 5.5 games back of trying to steal one of those spots, and they've been heating up of late. They've won 5 straight games. They've won 7 of their last 10 games, so they've been doing well, and this is a game and an opportunity that they really cannot allow to go past them. They cannot lose this game, especially when you look at the fact that the D-backs and the Giants are facing each other tonight, so one of those teams are going to have to lose, which means that the Padres can pick up a game on over one of those teams as they try to move the wild card spot, to close off this year. I don't know if they get into the playoffs. I think they're making their push a little bit too late, but hey, it's worth a shot. It's worth a chance, and I think they're going to play with that intensity and that fervor today, knowing that this is a must-win matchup against a starting pitcher that has not really pitched in several days. So give me Blake Snell and the Padres to cover the run line, minus 1.5 runs, minus 115 odds as my second best bet of the day. Now for my third and final best bet of the day, I'm going with a player prop parlay, a hitter parlay. These have been doing well for us all year, so hopefully this can get us back on the right ship today. We're going with William Contreras to get 1 hit, Yordan Alvarez to get 1 hit. 2 guys who have been absolutely on fire over the past month. If you parlay them together, you got minus 125 odds there, so not too bad juice right on that pick. Now William Contreras for the Brewers has been absolutely on fire. He has at least 1 hit in 23 of the last 25 games, batting .292 over the last 7 games, and he's currently on a 6-game hit streak, so you love to see that. He also has a favorable pitching matchup today against Rom, who has a 10.72 hits per 9 innings ratio in terms of hits given up, so you love to see that. And Contreras has been batting really well against left-handed pitchers this year, batting .330 against left-handed pitchers. All of those signs are telling me that he should be able to get 1 hit today to start off this parlay, as the Brewers really need to pick up a win against the Cardinals in today's matchup. Now in the second matchup, you heard me break down that Orioles-Astros game, and if you know there's going to be a lot of runs scored, then you know Yordan Alvarez is going to be right there in the mix trying to get in on the action, right? He has at least 1 hit in 20 of the last 25 games, and Kyle Gibson's one of those guys for the Orioles who's not missing a ton of bats, and he's more of a pitch-to-contact type pitcher. So because of that, he has a 9.29 hits per 9 innings over the past year, and Alvarez has been batting well against Gibson in his career. He has 6 plate appearances against him and has batting .333, so he's been able to knock a few singles, a few doubles off of him in that time. So because of that, I think Alvarez should be able to grab a hit today, and I love the fact that he didn't get a hit yesterday, so that means that he should bounce back today, which ended his 5-game hit streak yesterday when he didn't get a hit. I looked at his numbers. The last time Alvarez went back-to-back games without getting a hit, you have to go back to May 31st and June 1st to see the last time he went back-to-back games without getting a hit. So because of that, I love the fact that Alvarez didn't get a hit yesterday, has a favorable pitcher matchup in Gibson, who gives him a ton of contact. A lot of runs should be scored in this matchup. So give me Alvarez to get 1 hit, give me Contreras to get 1 hit. Parlay both of those guys together, minus 125 odds. Can't beat that as our third and final best bet of the day. Well, that's it for me today, my friends. 3 bets, 3 winners that are headed your way. It's been a little overdue for a sweep. This is how we're going to come back after a rough weekend. But listen, it's a marathon, not a sprint. I'm not throwing in my chips in my towel just yet. We're just going to continue to recover, refocus up, score 0-0 every day. So we're going to continue to get after it. And as always, if you need some help, just let me know and drop a comment below, and I'll be able to help you out as best as I can. Let's make some cheddar today. Dictate your fate, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. Later, y'all.